You've been feeling it for weeks, maybe even longer. That strange sensation sitting in your chest. The one you can't quite name, right? Not fully anxiety, not fully hope. Something in between. Like you're standing at the edge of something massive, but you can't see what's beyond the drop. Like you're underwater, holding your breath, knowing you're about to rise, but you haven't broken the surface yet. Like every cell in your body is whispering, something is about to change, but your mind keeps asking, when? And you're here right now for a reason. Because that feeling, it just hit a breaking point. This message doesn't reach people randomly. It finds those who are on the edge, those who've reached a very specific frequency, the frequency of an incoming shift, the frequency of someone standing seconds away from everything finally clicking into place. So if you're hearing this, if something inside you recognized this before your mind could explain it, that's not coincidence, that's confirmation. Everything you've been working toward is about to come together. Not one day, not eventually, soon, closer than you're letting yourself believe. Let me explain what you've been going through. Some mornings, you wake up feeling electric, like today is the day everything changes. You move through life with a quiet certainty. I'm close. I know I am. And then, other days hit, heavy, doubtful. You start questioning everything. Was I just fooling myself? Did any of this even matter? And you swing between those two states so fast, it's exhausting. One moment, certainty. The next, doubt. And the hardest part? It's not the doubt itself. It's not knowing which voice to trust. The one saying, you're almost there. Or the one whispering, you've wasted your time. But listen carefully. That emotional back and forth, that inner chaos, it's not a sign you're lost. It's actually proof that you're right where you need to be, right at the edge, right before the shift. Because here's what no one tells you. Right before a breakthrough, the doubt doesn't fade. It gets louder, much louder. Why? Because a part of you is scared. Scared of disappointment, scared of hoping again, scared of finally getting what you want and not knowing how to hold it. So your mind floods you with questions. What if this doesn't work? What if I've been wrong all along? What if I'm not actually close? And those thoughts feel real. They feel like warnings, but they're not. They're protection mechanisms. Your mind trying to soften the fall, just in case. But what if you looked at it differently? What if the intensity of your doubt was actually a measure of how close you are? What if the louder the fear, the closer the breakthrough? Would you still see it as a warning, or would you recognize it as a signal? Let's go deeper. For months, maybe years, you've been planting seeds, making choices no one noticed, showing up when it felt pointless, putting in effort with no immediate reward. And all this time, you've been wondering, is any of this even working? Does it even matter? Here's the truth. Everything has been building silently, underneath the surface. Think about water. You can heat it from 0 to 99 degrees, and nothing dramatic happens. It's still water. But the moment it hits 100, everything changes. Instantly. It transforms, explodes into steam. That final degree is the difference between no visible change and total transformation. That's where you are right now, at 99 degrees. And this moment, this exact moment, is part of that final degree clicking into place. And yes, you've heard this before. Be patient, trust the process, keep going. And you did, even when it felt impossible. But this time feels different, doesn't it? Because now, it's not just hope, it's something deeper. It's knowing. A quiet, grounded knowing that doesn't need proof. You've started noticing things, small shifts, doors opening that were once shut tight, conversations changing, unexpected opportunities appearing, people reaching out, clarity hitting you out of nowhere. And every time it happens, you question it. Is this just coincidence? No, it's momentum, real momentum, the kind that builds quietly, then arrives all at once. So why has it felt so heavy lately? Why the doubt, the pressure, the emotional weight? Because you were shedding, letting go of an old version of yourself, the version that needed constant validation, the version that quit when things got hard, the version that measured everything by quick results. That version can't go where you're going. So it's falling away, and yeah, it's uncomfortable, but it's necessary. Because what's coming next requires a different version of you, and you've already been becoming that person. in silence, in struggle, in uncertainty. Here's the truth most people never fully understand. Not until much later. Not until they've already crossed the line they were so desperately trying to reach. The breakthrough you've been waiting for is not the transformation. It never was. The transformation already happened, quietly, invisibly, in the moments no one saw, in the days that felt like nothing was changing. It happened in the becoming, in the version of you that kept going when there was no evidence it was working, in the version of you that chose growth over comfort, even when comfort was screaming your name, in the version of you that stayed, endured, adapted, and evolved. That's where the real shift took place. And whether you realize it or not, you've already done that part. Now comes something different. Now comes the receiving. And that part can feel unfamiliar, even uncomfortable, because you've spent so long fighting, pushing, proving, surviving, that slowing down, allowing, receiving almost feels unnatural. But this is the phase you've been moving toward all along. Take a moment and really think about everything you've been through. Not just the obvious challenges, but the quiet battles no one knows about. Every setback that forced you to rethink your path. Every rejection that made you question your worth. Every delay that tested your patience. Every moment you stood on the edge of quitting and didn't. Every single one of those moments mattered. None of it was random. None of it was wasted. Even the things that felt like detours were actually redirections. Even the failures were foundations. Even the pain was preparation. Because here's something most people don't realize. Getting what you want is only half the journey. The real challenge? Becoming someone who can hold on to it. Someone who doesn't sabotage it. Someone who doesn't shrink when it finally arrives. Someone who doesn't question whether they deserve it. And that's exactly who you've been becoming. Piece by piece. Lesson by lesson. Breakdown by breakthrough. And now, here you are. At this point, at this edge, ready. Not someday, not when everything finally makes perfect sense, not when every fear disappears. Now, ready, even with the uncertainty, ready, even with the questions still lingering, ready, because you've built the strength to move forward despite them. And here's how you'll start to recognize that things are shifting. Life will begin to move faster, not chaotic, but aligned. Situations that once felt stuck will begin to open up. Problems you've carried for months or years will start resolving in ways you didn't expect. People, ideas, and opportunities will show up almost too perfectly, as if they were timed just for you. And the most surprising part, it won't feel forced anymore. It won't feel like you're dragging life forward. It will feel like something is finally supporting you, like you're being carried instead of constantly pushing. It will feel like flow, like you've been swimming upstream your entire life, fighting currents, exhausting yourself, trying to prove something, and then suddenly, you turn around and realize the river was always trying to take you somewhere better. You were just moving against it. So what do you do now? This part is crucial. You stop forcing. You stop overthinking every step. You stop trying to control every outcome. You stop gripping so tightly to how things should happen, because you've already done the hard part. You've already proven your commitment. Now, your role changes. Now it's about allowing, letting things unfold, letting opportunities come to you, letting life meet you halfway, maybe even more than halfway. This is where the real shift happens. From chasing to attracting, from desperation to quiet confidence, from "I hope this works" to "I know it's already working, even if I can't see it yet." That internal shift, that's the final key. And if something inside you is responding to this, not just understanding it, but feeling it, pause for a moment. Seriously, take a slow, deep breath. Let everything settle. And then say this, out loud if you can, or silently if you need to. I am ready. Say it like you mean it. Say it like you've earned it. Say it like you believe it. Because those 3 words carry weight. They signal a shift, not to the world, but to you, to your mind, to your body, to your energy. They mark the moment you stop preparing and start stepping forward. And if you've stayed with this message until now, not just reading, but feeling every word, not just hearing it, but recognizing something deeper inside you, Then pause for a second, because that right there, that quiet pull in your chest, that subtle sense of, this is it, you can't quite explain. That's not random. That's alignment. If something inside you is whispering, this is meant for me, don't brush it off. Don't overanalyze it. Because moments like this don't happen by accident. They happen when you're ready to hear something your old self wouldn't have understood. So take this for what it is. A sign, not a vague one, not something you need to decode or question. A clear one, a grounded one, a moment that's meeting you exactly where you are, because you're finally at the point where you can receive it. This, right here, is where things begin to shift. Maybe not in a loud, dramatic way, maybe not overnight, but undeniably, irreversibly, things are going to start moving, subtly at first, then faster than you expect, faster than anything you've experienced before. And it might catch you off guard because you've been so used to waiting, so used to delays, so used to things taking longer than they should, that when it finally does start happening, it will feel almost unreal. You won't be stuck in that almost phase much longer, that space where everything feels close, but not quite here yet. You're moving out of that now, because those seeds you planted, the ones you watered with effort, patience, and persistence, even when you saw no results, they didn't disappear. They didn't fail. They've been growing, quietly, in the dark, beneath the surface of everything you could measure. And growth like that, it doesn't announce itself. It builds in silence, until one day, it breaks through all at once. Right now, you might not see anything. You might still feel like you're waiting, but what you don't see is the pressure building underneath, the momentum gathering, the alignment forming in ways you can't yet track or predict, but you will see it soon. And when you do, it won't be subtle, it won't be confusing, it will be undeniable. Things will begin to click. Situations that felt complicated will suddenly make sense. Decisions that once felt heavy will feel clear. Paths that seemed blocked will open without force. And you'll find yourself thinking, why does this feel easier? That's the shift. That's what happens when resistance drops and alignment takes over. And then comes the moment, the one you'll remember, the one where everything becomes clear. You'll look back at this exact moment, this quiet pause, this subtle realization, this feeling you couldn't fully explain, and you'll understand. Not intellectually, but deeply. You'll see that this was it, the turning point, the invisible line between who you were and who you were becoming. This was the last moment you questioned everything, the last moment you wondered if it would work, the last moment you doubted whether you were truly close. Because after this, life starts answering you, not with words, but with movement, with opportunities, with alignment, with results that speak louder than reassurance ever could. So don't rush ahead. Don't try to force what's already unfolding. And most importantly, don't fall back into doubt just because you can't see everything yet. Stay open, stay grounded, stay present in this moment, because this moment matters more than you realize. You don't need to chase what's already finding its way to you. You don't need to prove anything you've already proven. You don't need to become anyone else. Just stay ready, ready to receive, ready to trust, ready to step forward when the moment arrives. Because what's coming next isn't random. It isn't luck. It isn't something given to you by chance. It's something you've been becoming for, through every lesson, every delay, every challenge that shaped you into who you are now. And now it's ready for you. So take one more breath, let it settle, feel that quiet certainty building inside you. And when you're ready, step forward, because this is it. This is the beginning of everything you've been waiting for. Get ready.